action on Saturday here, of course, with Keith Fusel early this morning. Decent day yesterday. I'm not going to say it was chalky. We had
Yeah.
a little bit of value underneath there.
hmm
Something silly in the last. Haint Blue,
Yeah.
$15.20 for Hammy
Yeah, I
Smith.
didn't see that one coming at all.
Yeah.
J. Rod with a good ride inside out, got it done, sustained that run. It was a long run from about the 3.5 pole when he asked her, and she just kind of kept on going. So good effort there. I thought a shorter price. I thought that horse would be a little bit higher, actually, but
Okay.
got it done for Hammy when you least expect it.
Yeah,
There's Hammy Smith.
exactly. There we go. Let's take a look at what we've got going on right now over here. That grass is pretty darn green, isn't it? Bit chilly. Wait till tomorrow when the weather warms up.
Drastic change. Shorts tomorrow. That's it. Short sleeves, golf shirt. It's time. And I think Monday we're going to be getting close to 90, if I'm not mistaken.
You're
So,
not.
man, and then typical Maryland this time of year. It drops again. I think later in the week. So.
It always drops during the weekend. I'm having serious issues with
Yeah.
that, but that's my own problem. Let's get started on this
All right.
9 race card here today. In this early pick 5, kicks off right away with a maiden special weight going 3/4 of a mile on the dirt for these 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. Scratch in the 2 Passion.
Yeah.
Keith, you have the number 3 on top. This is going to be Haley's First Notion, Gary Capuano, Torrealba.
Maybe we should let you talk about this one
Maybe
because I
we
think
should.
you're very familiar with the bottom side right here of Haley's Flip. I have a little note. Callie won 2 in a row,
Yes. So,
right?
yes.
Back in the day.
So for her first, I would honestly discount Haley's first start. She was prepped. She was ready to go. It was an unreasonably it was kind of out of the blue. It was an abnormally hot and humid day that day.
Yeah.
She did not take to the heat at all that day.
Okay.
So that's what that was all about. Next time out, she was ready to go, and on she goes to have a wonderful career. So first colt, I ran into Angie Capuano just a week or so ago.
Okay.
It looks just like her.
Oh, wow.
And is just fitted, just a little bit of the spitting image of her. So we can expect good things from this gelding for Gary.
Yeah, we're rooting for that. The connections as well. Danny Crowley, nonstop stable, rooting for them, no doubt. First foal, right, out of this mare. Second dam, New York bred, kind of stakes type. So the family is there. Gary a little bit second out, but we're thinking when you're kind of looking at this first race, you're kind of reading jockeys, some of these well-bred firsters. Take a shot because I think this one might float up on the board a little bit compared to some of these other ones. Early money in on the 4 Hub.
Right, of course. We'll discuss Hub. I'll discuss Hub later on in the
Okay.
evening in the afternoon show. Let's talk about the first-time starter Wrightsville, who's probably going to be taking in money for Brittany Russell and Sheldon Russell.
Another one of these west to east, right? Coming here to Brittany Russell's barn and the 3-year-old maiden special weight variety. It's been a specialty for this barn. You're looking at the last 2 years on the dirt, 34% strike rate, 10 for 29, 14 for 29 in the money. Both siblings here are multiple winners. Half to the Grade 3 winner, Durante, a recent Grade 3 winner, really good sprinter. Believe one up there, the Bold Ruler in New York. So yes, you have to watch that one. The Evening Magic, the other Russell horse, certainly well bred by Good Magic. A couple of these that have run, Summer Ready, I thought that has that experience. Ran very well against a good field at Fairgrounds first time out. Then had the rail last time out. Didn't come away quite as cleanly. Got in a little trouble when it was trying to ramp up a run. I thought that race still okay. You see the drop off of Byers, but I don't think it was that bad. And Live Happy, 5 horse, little Rod Dog stat, Dave Rodman. Lacey, 14% with the first-time geldings and a positive ROI. This one reported first-time gelding today. Has shown speed against the likes and battled a long way. Patinga's twin, so key horse there. Lots of ways to go. Hub, you're talking about a $300,000 purchase. Wrightsville, $610,000. A lot of money on the track for this opening. Some strong work for Hub over this racetrack. Boca Chica, Arnold Boca Chica coming and get us up here for Toledo. That was the other thing you're reading into.
Yeah.
Why wasn't Toledo named maybe on the other Brittany for Evening Magic and goes here as well? So you got some signs here maybe to read in this first race.
Fair enough. The only thing on Evening Magic, I love the mare was a winner first time out, so that's the only thing I liked about that one that caught my attention. But you go 3, 6, 5, 7 in race number 1, and race number 2. Let's kick on to your early pick 4, Keith.
Okay.
Single in right away in race number 2.
Yeah, looking for water. Second time off the claim for Bruno Tessori. Certainly should work here. I think he's going to have to deal with Search. 7 to 5 on the line. a couple prices might work out too as well in that race. Your exacted tries and super. Race 3 we've spread. I thought this was, a tough little race. Beltane, I think the road is going to go through him. He's going to be my top selection in there, but there's a couple firsters. There's a first definitely that intrigues me a little bit. This Wow What a Party. So I'm going to go there, add a couple more if you like. I think Twirling Express coming back off a break has shown ability on the turf and really shouldn't be completely dismissed. I tried to keep this ticket reasonable. Race 4, 3, 4, and 6. Wrap it up. Race 5. 2 horses here. Vaccination. The 1, that's your kind of value shot in there. And the 6, Crabs in Beer for Kerry Bryan. 9 to 5 on that line. A few scratches we'll talk about in race 5. $15 for that early pick 4 ticket.
I like the structure, Keith, here today for Saturday. It starts in this claiming 12-5 for the girls 3 and up, going 2 turns around the dirt. Scratch in the 6, Love You, Mary Jane. You and I both have the number 3 on top. This is going to be, as you mentioned, Looking for Water, your single Bruno Tessori with Jamie Rodriguez.
Yeah, 1 for 14. A lot of these trying to get through this 2-in-life condition, but I thought ran credibly, caught wide last time. Just kind of a grinding style. Could move up a little bit, has some back figures to go back to. So I think this horse can reach like a 50 buyer, 52 buyer. Search's number, I think maybe slightly inflated, but a good win nonetheless. I like Looking for Water to kind of make a steady run from off of his Razorette, the speed. This 5 could go a long way for Ambrosia. I will toss this horse in underneath. I think she's got a little shot. We got video, right, of Search, the 4 at the fairgrounds. I happen to be at the fairgrounds this day.
There you go.
Can you believe that?
Yeah. How was that track plan?
Little reminiscent. It was kind of fair for the most part this day. A lot of the days at the fairgrounds inside was golden speed would carry, but Search is able to get it done 2 to 3 wide. You see that comment, then shifting out 4 wide. And really not looking like a loser at all here, turning for home. Gets the cue from jockey Ben Curtis for trainer Kelly Rubley. Is going to edge on by. And in that race, 3rd place finisher, Request for a Proposal, did come back out of there to win at Evangeline Downs with a 53 buyer. So a steady progression there. Search off of a top here for Rubley and company.
And there we have it. You also underneath have the number 1, 12 to 1 on the morning line, Destined to Dance with Georgie Hernandez.
Just inside at a mile and a 16th at a good price for a barn that strikes at good numbers and going back, it's a little bit back on the page, 5 or 6 races, a 45 buyer. I kind of see that there. I think she can handle the distance with a patient run. And like I said, I think Razorette's going to go out there early and clear. Give a target to some of these runners. So they've got to time it right. Destined to Dance, kind of a stayer type for me against this group.
Let's talk about race number 3 in a maiden special weight. Going short on the turf makes things exciting for these 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. Scratch in all of the AEs, the 13, 14, 15, and 16. You and I both have the same exacta in the 12 and the 10. And let's go back and take a look at the last time they were out. Beltane's, Enzo's first start, Beltane back in October.
Yeah, Enzo and Beltane. Beltane came away, good speed, sharp speed. Enzo, not so much. A little bit of a step slow, you see that comment, and then gets caught wide. So Enzo from that family, the Caravel family, witty. We've seen some of these horses just have some quirks, some issues out of the gate, but they do bring a run. And I thought Enzo ran very well, circling 4 or 5 wide. And we're talking about these horses. They kind of key up with the horse I liked yesterday. How about Susan Cooney got me? The other one.
I was waiting for that, for you to say that.
Oof. She got me. I was not in a good mood after that race. Run around, Slew gets it done. But a Beltane game every step of the way. 3 seconds out of 5 starts. But comes back, reported first time gelding. Lasix. That angle worked for Tidewater. A horse that kind of has moved up the ladder as well. Didn't return quite as well as we thought the other day, but still. I think the road goes through Beltane. He's going to fight you a long way. Enzo to make that run from off the pace. Won an award, yes. Duarte works as well. Let's talk about As Sharp, the 8, McLean Hendricks. Talking to Robin a little bit this morning. Sharp Azteca, not the greatest of percentages, 10, 11% with the turf sprints, but there's multiple turf winners in the family and comes out of some good races at Parks on the go back last spring and early summer. So revamped, ready to go, returning second Lasix. Turf percentage for this barn, very good, above 20%. Might hold some value in race 3. Another firster, the 6, Wow What a Party. Talking about that one, half to Wow What a Summer, who started his career at Colonial, I believe. A good second in debut, pulled a major upset, 83-1 in the Penn Mile. Grade 2 over a soft going in Grantville, PA. Interesting kind of horse with Barbosa. I could talk about this race a long time.
Yes.
I do think the horse to beat, though, still is Beltane. TJ Aguirre here doing pretty good work.
And there we have it, 12, 10, 9, 8 for Keith Fussell there in race number 3. Race number 4 starts at the Rainbow Pick 6. We have a carryover of almost $9 grand. That'll certainly be on its way to 10, 11 grand, maybe even 12 grand by the time we get to race number 4. In this claiming 12-5 starts my ticket. I single in on No Walk in the Park as an opener. I go 4 deep in race number 6, 2 deep in races 7, 8, and 3 deep in race 5 and 9 for $28.80 ticket. And it does begin here in this claiming 12-5 for these 3-year-old fillies going 7 furlongs on the dirt. Keith, Tina is with Carlos Mencia, Angel Cruz in your top selection.
Talking about the Rainbow Pick 6 with that carryover. This is kind of the nice little spot to kind of jump in, slide in on a Saturday card. A lot of action going on around the country. You get 1 or maybe 2 little strangers, and they don't have to be big strangers. You could be walking away as a single ticket here. I've seen it too many times when this pool is sitting around this level, up to about 10,000, 11 when it's all said and done today, maybe a touch more. But yeah, Tina. I think good effort last time out. You see the short comment. I liked she, her, hers that day. Come back is okay. Inside weighted, worked outward, finished up very well. I think the 7/8 is going to work. Enough positional speed here with Cruz to kind of get their mid-turn and bring a finish. Mama's Lino, the drop, just looking for the spot here. Couple tries in a mile, a little fizzle the last 1/8 of a mile. This filly wants to get covered up. I think her best ever, I've talked about it again on this show, the debut. She was tucked inside horses, kept her attention, and she brought a finish. If she can get that kind of trip, I think she's the horse to beat in here on the drop for Damon Dilladovico. Floge ran well, and I think is versatile enough. 7/8 could hit this one right in the head from off the pace with Mena.
First leg of the Rainbow Pick 6, 6, 4, 3, 5 for Keith Fussell. Let's go ahead to race number 5. Starts the late pick 5 in this restricted allowance, going a mile on the turf. For the 3-year-olds and up. Scratching the 4, scratching the 9. Keith, you go with the number 1, Vaccination. Hugh McMahon, Fergal Lynch takes the call on the rail.
Yeah, it had Curtis name, so that was a little bit of a tell, too. Looking for that turfy kind of a rider, possibly. Curtis Versal can ride any surface, as can Fergal Lynch, very adept on the grass. I think this is interesting. Freshened up, 3rd time in the barn. So we know Hugh likes these mile works. The conditioning is there. This horse is close to Riccio. Is very close to Crabs and Beer. So you're going to give me 8-10-1. Barn popping a little bit with some price horses. I think he can lay a little bit closer. The last 3 times he's had outer post. He's outside to inside. I've always talked about that angle. I like save every bit of ground. And he's had positional speed in the past, Gally. So I'll take a little shot. I think the horse to beat is your top selection, Crabs and Beer.
Let's take a look at Crabs and Beer. Of course, from that effort, we're going to rewind back to that first effort last year for Kerry Bryan. First in the barn for Kerry Bryan. Kevin Gomez rides today.
And this was a good effort. You know this barn, they find ways to get these horses prepped, ready to go off the break.
Say it, Keith.
I will. Crabs and Beer's big effort here is going to work up the inside. Just not quite good enough. The Addison Poor is going to come rolling late. Look at this. Look.
Addison Poor had some, I think, dirt racing condition on Crabs and Beer.
Yeah, had the fitness, but Crabs and Beer coming. And you look at the numbers; they're just kind of gaudy, consistently better than the rest of this group. And you look at the class against some quality horses in New York and 2 other. Now coming back off the break, state bred, other than state bred, state sired. So
And then he also, Crabs and Beer, of course, we've got are we talking about it?
Well, Dan had written about it. You had kind of known about it. And if anybody in this jump circuit knows a little bit about it, I guess he got a little prep over in the valley. So, he's got some bottom underneath of him off of that try. We believe that was at Shawan?
That was at Shawan.
Okay.
Yes, on Easter. That's good. That is confirmed.
Everybody's got these inside scoops. I love it.
On top of it, the Midnight Renegade, I think is going to be a bit lower than 10-1.
Crabs and Beer is going to be a shorter price. Yeah, it might be a little bit lower. Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's been taking play in all of his races.
Right.
Is he kind of a one-run sprinter? But He's out of Royal Reneg, who was a very good turf sprinter, but has a couple races on. You go back on her page, she ran okay at a route of ground. The mile just might be right for Midnight Renegade. I'd like to see him get a covered up trip behind some of the speed. Running River's a tough horse to figure for me. Didn't quite show the speed last time. Are they trying to teach him a new trick to rate, twist, and twirl? Richie, we know he's going to have to work out a great trip, but certainly he's been right there. Very similar with Crabs and Beer in the past. This is a really, really nice race, race 5, this state bred race.
I agree. And we were going to wrap up with that first half. We'll be right back after this commercial to talk about the second half of Saturday's card.
I'm vanilla, baby. I'm choky, but I ain't no killer, baby. She 28, telling me I'm still a baby. I get love in Detroit like Skillet, baby. And the thing about your boy is I don't like no whips and chains, and you can't tie me down. But you can whip Young Jackaka.
Back to the jackpot here in race number 6. Also starts the late pick 4, but that carryover's hanging on, Keith.
Jackpot Super High Five? Yeah, 73.57. Jump right in. You've got yourself a definite challenge here in race 6, a 10-horse field. I go here with a barn, Jerry Robb. We can show the stat. I think I've got the stat for this one.
Yes.
Irish Hero, last 30 days, he was just kind of lulling everybody to sleep, and now all of a sudden with a bang, Jerry Robb is here. 8 for 27 the last 30 days, 30%, 19 for 27 in the money ROI. It's 227. Couple good efforts yesterday. Won the nightcap. I thought even the better race was I Had Enough. Just got beat. All and out, won the battle. I mean, just didn't quite win the war. That long extended duel with the horse to its outside, the Nest Runner. Got the better of that one just to be run down late. So these horses out of this barn are running right now.
Let's also discuss the number 4 who you have in rapidity. Rapidity?
Rapidity?
Yes. Rapidity? Yes. Carrie Holbein, Gina Vello, decent effort a couple weeks ago, and just ready to turn that right around. World of Trouble, 21% with the second-time starters.
Yeah. And Dave and I talking again. World of Trouble, you always kind of thought turf a little bit. His runners are 18% in dirt sprints. And this horse, he ran gutsy first time out. Not a comfortable trip at all. Between horses early, down inside on the turn, altered out, gained. Yeah, look, only gained about a length left. This horse visually, go back and watch this race. He was giving a tremendous effort every step of the way. Should improve off of that second time out. The 9 Summer State of Mind, a video spotlight of ours here. March 30th race behind Bandits Golden Child, I believe is the name of that one. But just reluctant to load. Got into position early down inside here. Has to tap the brakes. And made a couple different moves within this race. And I thought all in all, visually, a good effort. 4 seconds out of 9 starts. It looks like you can trust him a little bit. This might be like a step sideways field when you break it all down. But I like the finish, 5.5 out to 6 today. I don't think that's going to be an issue as well. Goes first time off the claim for the barn here of Phil Capuano for taking risk, Dave and Lou Allman.
There we have it. 8-4-9-2 for Keith Fusel in race number 6. Anything on Rainy Skies?
Yes, Rainy Skies. 330-1 in debut out of that same race. Just wasn't tied on at all out of the gate. Hesitated to break. 3 to 4 wide, just way back. It just like I'll just say a slight belated interest. That's all I'm going to tell you there for Rainy Skies. Make what you want of that one.
All right.
That's the chart caller coming out in me.
That's all right. 8-4-9-2. We'll leave it at that for Keith Fusel there in race number 6. Race number 7 is back on the turf, going 1 mile and 1/8 for the starter optional 20,000 for the 3-year-olds and up. Scratch in the half of the coupled entry, 1A Hardly Choice. You go with the number 6 on top, American de Oro. Quirky, son of a gun for Ricky Silliman. Forest Boys tries the turf. Yeah,
and go back real quick. Rainy Skies first time Kieran, so you can kind of off the claim. You got to take a look at that one. But yes. Race 7, 1 mile and 1/8. That's the thing. Is that going to be the separator for some of these horses? It certainly could. In American de Oro, yes, I'm looking for a little bit of a price, a big number on the line. This horse, when early, you got to go back. His career, it looked like he was a turf horse. Yes. A slew of races on the turf, a lot of good ones. Recent form off the break, he has not returned like we saw him back last summer. I'm just taking a shot here. I know he can get the distance. He's run against the right kind on the turf. You've got that combination, Forest Boys, Ricky Silliman, dirt to turf for Ricky, over a $4 ROI. So why not try this one at a good number? This will be a tell here of maybe where his career is headed. Hopefully he gets it back on track here on the turf. Cannon's Roar, yes, I think he's the horse to beat. He and maybe the King Cheek, but Cannon's Roar, he's just been ultra consistent over all these years. Now at the age of 10, coming off of this Tampa turf course, we've seen horses come out of Tampa and kind of go anywhere, whether it's dirt or turf, and he's had a good run. Got the win down there the first time over the turf course, and he doesn't necessarily need to be on the lead either. He's a horse that can kind of sit just off of it. Again, though, 1.1 1/8 miles at this point of where he is, that's a little bit of a concern. He's going to be a shorter price, no doubt. I'm going to try to get a little higher price here with American Dior, but you looks like you can trust him. He likes this turf course, and they've done a phenomenal job with this guy throughout the years.
Of course, you mentioned the King Cheek. We're also going to mention Shalonian. I took a stab on this one. I'm glad you did too for Lacey Gaudet. Toriaba with the weight off here today.
Yeah, and that one try on the turf was a brutal beat for us. We used this horse that day. We sniffed something out from the breeding. I did not go back on it for this one, but I think returning to the turf, the way this race is going to set up, he's got the style just to kind of stay around. I think he'll be fairly close by the time they leave the 3/8 pole. And Lacey's been okay, decent ROI with these turf horses. I'll take a shot with Chiloni. Beat a horse, was in front of Wish Me Home. Was a horse that I think off the claim ended up and did quite well for Brittany. So I think keying up against the right kind, Taralba. Yeah, got a hot rider here. Sneaky little price here at 12-1 morning line. Another one that I know Robin respects here this afternoon.
6-3-1-8 for Keith Fusel there in race number 7. Race number 8, our feature race of the day, is an allowance optional 55 going 6 furlongs on the dirt. Scratching the 1 Feeling Woozy, the 7 Hurricane J. You and I both land on Tenebris for Bruno Testori, Gene Persino. Let's take a look back at that effort last time out on the 6th of April.
Yeah, man, he's just running really, really well right now. He's hit that next level, it looks like. Comes out of the gate, okay, good enough speed, gets position. He kind of had to go up, right back a little bit. Not quite as comfortable as you'd like, but he stays on. And this guy, he's got some fight in him. There's no doubt about it. I thought the 2-back race in the General George at 24-1, almost 25-1 was really, really big, just to give way late against post time. But he digs in, 3's overdue. This looks like a horse that's been in very good form. With this group, I think he's going to be forward again. A good break puts him in a good stalking spot. Rominski gets some assistance here. Yes, he did it from off the pace last time, did Rominski. But I think he goes to the front against this group. Lurking there and tracking will be Tenebris.
Well, let's talk about the number. You just mentioned Rominski, kind of what the deal is with them. Let's talk about a couple of horses just underneath that you kind of slide in there. Cohen for David Jacobson, and the number 8 Murray for Brittany Russell and Sheldon Russell.
Yeah, just the fact Jacobson the last 30 days strong, 544 ROI, 10 for 36. So respect that. This horse has got experience over this racetrack. He's close enough. He can stay around at this distance. I think he'll get a good stalking trip as well. Murray, thought he'd have a little bit more punch back out here to the 6th. I think the extra 16th of a mile and second off of a break. A little break is going to help him. Classier, I'd be remiss not talking about him either. I think, he could be an all-or-nothing type. His races at Laurel have been very good. Stepped out of town, Charlestown, a track that he's run well at, and then he tried him down at Keeneland. But would not be a surprise here. Exculpatory, that's the one I loved a couple races back. Or last time. Comes back on Lasix, and then the barn's hitting back. Watch him jump in there. Yeah, that was not good. Bring back the pain.
Things
the
happen.
Suffering that we have
you mentioned it. I wasn't going to say anything.
Okay.
3-2-6-8 for Keith Fusel there in race number 8. Let's wrap things up here in this claiming 5,000 for the 3-year-olds and up, going 6 furlongs on the dirt. Scratching the 1 Moonset, the 4 Nick's Little Boy. Things shift around here. Keith, you end up on Royal Spy in the barn of Kieran McGee, Carlos Lopez.
Yeah, it moves outside. That might be a little bit better move for him. I know he Crown Count
Crown Count Christo.
Yeah, just kind of dogged him the whole way and was able to edge away and run big. But Royal Spy here, we'll see. Grant down inside, will he show that speed again? The two, I think Royal Spy will be a little bit more relaxed, maybe outside of another horse, and then go from there. He's going to be a better price than Musical Heart, who will be crushed at the windows. He's going to be now with these scratches. Even money, maybe even a little bit below that, I would suspect. Scratched out of a race yesterday, which he fit. The open 8, and now down to the 5. Last time at the open nickel, won easy. This horse is still a tough read for me. If he brings anything like a B-plus race, he's going to win it. I'm definitely a little suspect of this horse. It's such a short price. The 3 just kind of hangs around Senate Chamber.
5, 6, 2, 3 for Keith Fusel there in our finale here for Saturday. Let's dive into those numbers a little bit more, starting with your value play of the day, actually. In race number 7, on the number 6, 20-1, Silliman Voice, American d'Oro.
Yeah, Cannon's Roar, I think, and the King Cheek, the horses to beat in there. But American d'Oro, he had a very good run on the turf, on the go back. We got to go back a little bit. He's come back off of a break, hasn't really put it together. This will be the telltale sign for me. But you're going to give me a good number on a horse like that with a jockey like Forest Boyce. It doesn't matter turf or dirt with her. This horse has got to take a shot here at this number.
Let's also talk about your best bet of the day in race at number 8, the next race in the number 3, 3-1, Bruno Tessori, Gene Brusino, of course, on Tenebris.
He's been knocking on the door. I just think he knocks it down today. A good break puts him in position. He'll track. I think he's got enough to separate from this field and hold on late.
We talked about Torrealba. We talked about Toledo, of course. Toledo being out for expected about 2 months. But, of course, just wanted to just recognize that what these riders go out there and do and risk every day. We had an incident on Sunday. Thank goodness both of the horses came out well enough. I spoke with Torrealba's agent right after that. He was ready to go right away. Torrealba won yesterday. But Toledo, he's going to be... You think collarbone is one of the most painful injuries out there, and you normally see it as a break, but to dislocate it at your sternum, that's rough. So that's just a lot going on there. That's a big pivotal part of the body, of course. So just going to be out for a little bit, but we wish him well on his recovery and for a quick and seamless and as speedy possible recovery for Toledo and all those connected to him.
You got it. I mean, what those guys do day in and day out in the mornings, no thank you. That's all I can tell you. So they deserve a tremendous amount of respect for what they do. It takes a lot of guts, a lot of heart, and you gotta have some poise, some brains. You just can't go out there willy-nilly. I mean, it's so tough, and in the blink of an eye, anything can happen. So
it was very quick when it happened.
Oh
on Sunday.
yeah. Did not see that coming. I called that chart, and it was like all of a sudden, like whoa. And it's definitely scary. So they do a tremendous job and deserve everything that they get. The good stuff they deserve, yes.
Just a sign of safety for all those for the rest of the weekend and beyond for 2024. We will leave it to Dave Rodman to give us some more changes and scratches.
Good luck, everybody.